you can blame steel toe, the disaster that happened today, on me because I said that nothing was going to happen. So clearly it's my fault. But it was the big day. The toe was streaming. He was in good spirits. 15 minutes. What could happen in 15 minutes is what we said. What could happen? Well, basically everything, because unfortunately, female judge, gavel drawn, toe boy don't die. Oh no. Oh no. So the steel toe Avengers, A-Log, Alliance, or whatever, have been sending in messages to this judge for weeks on end. Apparently she was pretty pissed, and well, I guess maybe she saw what happened and she wasn't happy. Now, it doesn't make sense to me because I didn't think that you could court mandate somebody to not talk about somebody. I thought that was a violation of your right of free speech in America. But apparently Aaron's lawyer agreed to it, so it doesn't matter, and that was a big whoopsie daisy, even tangentially. So it seems like the judge was furious, and they were like, "Are you going to get a sentence today?" And it's like, "Well, can we wait a little bit?" And it's going to be resentenced in October. We'll go through. This is the second Baldo victory in a few weeks. The body cam's been blocked for now. The bad Aaron man is going away, and we know that if Aaron goes to jail, the Rumble contract's coming back. The 100,000 live streamers is coming back. The $20,000 a day Mini Cooper, whatever car a day is coming back. Of course, that's not going to happen. And realistically, I think that I think that the toe man will be just fine. They have a couple of months to kind of rework this and kind of explain to the judge and everything. But we'll see the reports from in the day. Now, we do have this artist rendition because nobody likes onion. P. Melton flew up to Minnesota so that he could have his lunch date with his boyfriend and also go see all of the hangouts where Nick and Aaron used to do coke. First things first, what is going on here? Like, this is basically the first thing I saw when I woke up today is Aaron is in jail. I was like, wait, what? How does a man get in jail? I mean, I agree that he should not have shared the nudie pic, but I don't particularly care because she sent it to him. It's not like he's like, if you stole a nudie pic, which I guess is what Rakeda is alleging. If you stole a nudie pic and then like disseminated it out, if you're like in a creep in a shower or something in a little like spy cameras or something, then sure, I can understand that. But if she sent him this picture and then he showed it to one person, like, yes, it's wrong, but it's not the penalty is not equal to the crime. The only fair judgment here is that Melton should get to see Aaron's cock. That's the only way. Like, so Aaron's friend got to see Kayla's titties. So surely the only fair way is for one of Nick's friends to see Aaron's cock. Of course, Melton's been thirsting for it for his entire life, or his entire, I guess, last decade or whatever. So I think that's the only fair thing that can happen. Unfortunately, the US is a very backward country, and they don't allow cruel or unusual punishment like in my country, where the cops want access to all your shit. But like, okay, I don't know what's happening here, because is the Rakeda-verse just coming true? Because Nick made a very crazy statement where it's like, if you have a red shirt, it changes your face to be red as well. And apparently everything that Nick has said is just coming true, because I was like, what the fuck is going on with this photo? Because first of all, I saw like the article by Will Heron, and I was like, oh, Will, you sneaky little boy, you increase the saturation on Aaron. But no, this is the actual photo. He's orange, chat. He's orange. In solidarity, I guess. So I got to get my original orange cam back on. There we go. This is what we're gonna do. So yes, this is kind of like a half truth. Melton messaged out like Aaron is in jail for like 15 minutes. He posted bail. His bail is now $100,000, which doesn't make sense to me, but it is what it is. I think he was in jail for less than an hour. He went back to his house. Then he posted a picture of his doggo for sympathy. Very, very effective strategy. If I had a dog, I'd be doing that as well. But then I guess he's streaming right now, so he's back to doing his show. It seems like his numbers are the same as always. I did see that he said that he wasn't going to talk about anything, which is a great idea, because frankly, This is just another one of those cases where you shouldn't have talked about anything. Like, he thought that he was in free and clear because he'd already got the plea deal, but he probably should have waited until sentencing. Kind of a whoopsie daisy there, but I guess live and learn. Well, I guess we'll read the account of the people that actually went there first. But you can see here that he has a bond for $100,000. But I mean, you only have to pay like I think he already had a $50,000 bond, and it just went up to $100,000. And he already paid $5,000, so he had to pay an additional $5,000 because that's the way it works. You have to pay like 10%. So Vibraldo on the Kiwi Farm says, "What was the violation? I still..." Oh, well, he's quoting Liquid Kid. Says, "What was the violation? I still can't figure out what he did and when did he talk about her. Either way, I still consider that this is a Nick and a Melton L." I mean, let's call it what it is. This is a win for the Baldo. But it's kind of like when you see retards fighting, no one really wins. So except the chat. The chat always wins because they get to be entertained. So they said that they still consider this a Nick and Melton win solely because someone being jailed before bail is somehow the highlight of their year. I mean, it is pretty pathetic. That's the thing. Absolutely. But Vibraldo responded to this saying, "Apparently Melton and friends, Nick and Kayla, obsessively watch Steel Toe Morning Show." That's true. They can't look away. Nick and Kayla filed 3 police reports, and the fans sent tons of emails with timestamps, and the judge kept them and took them seriously. So is this a case? This is my question. Put 1 if you think this is the case, and 2 if you think this is just a crazy misogynist theory. Is it just that the female judge, Gavel Drawn, was just so mad that she had to keep reading things from the Steel Toe anti-crew or whatever? I'm almost like, because I almost think that's the case. Because judges are just people, and they get pissed off for the silliest things. Like, if a judge is in a car wreck the morning of your trial, you're fucking done. I'm sorry, that's the way it is. Judges are supposed to be impartial. They're supposed to uphold the law above all else, or whatever. But the reality is that if a judge is having a bad day, you're the one that's going to pay for it. So who can say? Maybe in October, she'll have calmed down. Maybe it won't be a bad day for her. Maybe she'll be having a great Halloween day or something, a Halloween preparation, and the toe will get off scot-free. I refuse to believe. I will take. Wait, is Pepsi Man in the chat? Pepsi Man, you out there? You want another? You want a double or nothing? I'll bet. I want to bet Pepsi Man. Where is he? Come out, you coward. I don't think that Aaron's going to see a day of jail. I also said this about Ricada, but so I guess that could be $40 in the hole. But I really don't think this is gonna. Maybe he'll get like a stricter sentence now. Maybe the Kayla nude unit will be up to like $1,000 or something. I think 3,000 was the estimate though, but I doubt it. There was like a guy in the chat yesterday, and he was like, "Should I invest in Kayla nude units?" And that guy's like making bank now because like it's gone from $50 to maybe, I don't know, a lifetime in prison. Because for some reason the Zuluminati's out to get Aaron. But that was one of the theories. Now, there was an on-the-ground reporter today, and of course, there was a couple. I'm going to read from this one. I'm going to read from this one from the farms. Of course, you can also see Melton's show about this. I wouldn't recommend it, but if you really want to, like, hear from people on the ground, I mean, they've got the scoop. That's the way it is. But there was this one farmer that made it out there and said, "Made it to McDonald's to write this up. It has been pouring rain in central Minnesota. So sad, so sad. Waves and waves of downpours. I was delayed getting to court because the rain slowed traffic, and I got soaked getting from my car to the courthouse. I got there a little before 2 p.m. No line at security, and they didn't make me take off my belt to go through the metal detector. That's always a plus. As I was going through security, who should come in the door but Nicholas Ricata? I wandered around on the first floor." Well, I have to put on this one. Hold on. There you go. You can see him skulking in the background. "I wandered around the first floor a little because I did not want to share a single elevator to the second floor with him. I can't think of any legitimate reason he would have for being outside at that time, in the rain, that doesn't involve a little pick-me-up in the car. Maybe. Anyway, I made it up to the courtroom. The bailiffs were bigger jerks about my tablet than in Candioti, but I was prepared with my trusty Rodea? What the fuck is a Rodea? And Pilot Metropolitan? Is that like a Palm Pilot or something? Is this Lady K reporting? This sounds like some old shit. I mean, I don't want to say that. I mean, like boomer shit, basically. There was maybe a dozen people in the gallery. I don't know who were the Kiwis and who were the dabblers. I suspect the people sitting right behind me were friends of Nick. See below. Continues. Aaron was in the gallery when I arrived, but then he left. He was wearing a burgundy jacket that was too small for him. Oh no. Aaron, a burgundy... Come on. Toe Bros. It's time. It's time to buy a new jacket. Can they hit the goal over there? Venmo, what is it? Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. Can we get Aaron a bigger jacket? Oh dear. He was wearing a burgundy jacket. That was too small for him. Oh yeah, maybe he's fat. That's actually better. I was thinking it was just like he outgrew it or something. The people sitting in the back of me whispered loudly, "We should get some booze and head over to Nick and Kayla's house." Who are these people? After a few minutes, the same people whispered, "We've been had." Is this? It all got worked out in the back room. Yes, unfortunately, that's the way it is. Someone asked the bailiff if it was over yet, or something to that effect. Oh my goodness, these have got to be dabblers, right? They're so impatient, they're so dopamine deprived. They're like, "Bailiff, where's the action?" One of the people behind the people whispering said, "Haven't you been arrested before?" At about 2:08 p.m., Aaron returned to the courtroom and crossed the bar with his attorney. At about 2:09, the judge took the bench. She opened up, informing everyone no recording was allowed. Injustice, injustice. After this, the judge said there had been discussions with counsel in the chambers about violations of the conditional release. I'm sorry, but I don't see it. You can call me coping. You can call me seething. You can call me toe sweeping if you want. I don't think that I haven't seen Aaron violate his release. I think that he has perfectly, like, if Nick Recader can make tacit, snide comments about the cops bringing coke into his house or touching his daughter's head and stuff like that, then surely Aaron should be able to say that I was in a relationship with a crazy bitch, okay? The judge doesn't know which crazy bitch he's in a relationship with. There's no way she could know his frame of mind. This seems unconstitutional to me. But like I said, was it Todd? Todd? Is that Aaron's lawyer? Apparently he agreed to this. I guess they could make the argument maybe at the next hearing for it. I feel like it's a miscarriage of justice is what I would call it. How could it be so tova? How can it be so tova? Prosecutor begins argument. She wants increased bail and possible custody. She says there are concerns about ongoing behavior, multiple police reports, online behaviors, and significant emails. She gave no details. Now, wait a minute. You can't just start an email campaign to get someone behind bars. This is ridiculous. This is kangaroo court. Oh my goodness. The outrage. It's Minnesota, baby. There is something in the water in Minnesota that not only makes people act crazy, but also causes the justice system to be an absolute travesty, I will say. Absolute travesty. Significant, what do you mean significant emails? Like, doesn't the man have the right to say things online about his crazy ex-girlfriend that he cooned in multiple times, and then now Nick has to kiss on the mouth? Anyway, multiple police reports, online behaviors, and significant emails. She gave no details. I mean, must be a female prosecutor. She just expects you to, like, read her mind or something, right? Am I right, lads? Just kidding, just kidding. Defense argued Aaron was a local homeowner and a good guy. Well, I mean, Aaron's not, I wouldn't say him as a good guy. I would say he's the shiniest turd of the four of them, but, you know, good guy's a bit of a stretch. With no violent felony record. He says there were multiple statements that could be interpreted multiple ways. Well, that's true. My impression, the old dude's heart was just not in this argument at all. It was pretty bland. I think this is something that a lot of people have kind of come to the consensus on, is that Aaron apparently really likes his lawyer, but he doesn't seem to be very good. And I think it may be time to send him to the glue factory and get like a real lawyer. But maybe Matthew Harding's available, because he's just going to become the Omnifelter for Recader or something. That'd be very funny. After this weak argument, the judge laid into Aaron, said the conditional release order was clear and that he broke it. I mean, I don't know about that. It is a public safety issue? Now, come on. She increased Aaron's bail. Well, it's like I said, female judge, gavel drawn. What can you do? What can you do? Judge then asked whether the defense wanted to proceed to sentencing. Defense said no. That's a good idea. She's probably in a bad mood, and Aaron actually probably would have gotten prison if he had actually tried to settle it all today. There was some boring discussion about choosing a new sentencing date. I think it's October 2nd, I want to say. I think I've got this. Yeah, it's October 2nd is the sentencing. 11 a.m. So I guess we've got Nick's sentencing or in August. Then we've got free September. That'll be the white boy summer. Aaron went out of the custody door of the courtroom, so I presume he was taken into custody until he can post the increased bail. He was not cuffed or even held by the bailiffs, so I presume everybody already knew what was going to happen, and that's about it. Now, of course, Nick's camp sort of paints a different picture, where it's like, of course, this was always going to happen. The reality is, I think this is a surprise for most people, and I think that's the reasonable point of view. If this had gone Aaron's way, then Nick would have said it's a miscarriage of justice. It went this way, so now Aaron's saying it's a miscarriage of justice. Well, Aaron's not saying anything about this, which is a smart move to say. The reality is that nobody really knows. And then if you get it right, you just kind of claim post, they're like, well, I got it right. Look at that. Got it right again. And sometimes you get right 3 or 4 times in a row, and then you claim to have some sort of authority of the situation. That's essentially what's happening. Now, Nick has been right twice now. And we got to call a spade a spade. I mean, that's what Kayla calls them when she's in Hedonism too, right? But the body cam not being blocked by Nick's lawyers was a W for the Baldo camp, and this is a win for the Baldo camp as well. And I believe he has his interview with Turtle Boy tomorrow. If he gets a bigger stream than Kurt, maybe that's the shot in the arm he needs to get back into the game. I don't think it's going to happen, but you never know. You never know. And the funny thing about life is it kind of works in streaks. This is kind of like the gambler's fallacy, but it's true at the same time. And this is a fun part of the Jurassic Park novels, actually, is that the idea that bad things and good things happen in streaks. And just before everything seems like it's going to get back on track, you've repaired everything, the fences are back online, suddenly the velociraptors have escaped, and everything goes to shit. Yes, there's the dinosaur reference for today. And I think this is kind of the same way it's going to happen. I expect Nick to get like one more win before things start going bad for him again, but it's kind of interesting, honestly. Like in this story, which is a drama, and like Nick's like, my life is not your personal drama. Well, actually it is, because you made it that way. That's how many people feel, and we're just kind of along for the ride. It goes up and down and up and down, and that's the most entertaining. So if there's some solace you can take from this, it's that. The eventual, I guess the body cam release has to come out right now, because that's the only way it'll be funny enough, because they got to go from riding high, it's the anti-climax, and then the climax. Perfect. We'll have to see. I think that life is just fun enough that that's how it's gonna go. Stop Moss B with the 20 says, I'm not saying people should timestamp Nick's streams and sending the police like Nick and his pedo friend did to Aaron, but I don't do this. Like, I know that people like really want to see Nick suffer, but just stay out of it. Like, honestly, people can criticize me for saying this. You shouldn't be calling Aaron's judge. You shouldn't be calling Nick's judge. Just let the thing work out for themselves. It'll be funny enough as it is. You don't have to try and get a hand in the action. I can't condone this at all. Jefferson Post says, keep your toe out of our wife's mouth, says the judge. Yes, indeed. So let's take a look at what this document actually says. Yeah, exactly. This is a very good comment. You're here to laugh, not to A-log. Okay. Like, we like to make fun of Nick. We like to poke fun. And now tonight we're poking fun at Aaron a little bit. But try and stay on the sidelines and just let the monkeys dance and fight each other and throw peanuts as we go. But don't try and throw a brick or something and try and change the odds, okay? Never touch the lolcows is what you're supposed to do. All right, so let's see. So then the Minnesota County of Stearns, this is today, we have Aaron Eamholt, and he has now been posted a bond of $100,000, which is just ridiculous. There's no way that the Kayla nude unit is worth $100,000. But if you bought Kayla nude units last night, then I guess you're rich now, so congratulations. I think most of us spent all our Kayla nude units on pizzas, and now we're broke, just like that Bitcoin guy. Posting bond in the amount of $50,000 in cash bail or an amount of $5,000 subject to conditions checked below. And this is, of course, how Aaron got out today. He probably used like a bonding company as well. Alternative additional, let's see, anything else? All previous conditions imposed except those added or amended above remain in full force and in effect. And the next hearing date is on October 2nd. This is a hearing by a Zoom, so we might actually be able to watch this. Although typically I don't really follow Aaron's stuff. I think there's a lot of people following Aaron, and I don't get it. I mean, we're doing it today, but that's because something actually happened. But there you go. And you can see this on Zoom. Now let's go to the Aaron A-log Avengers. Remember yesterday when I said it's a good thing that those courtrooms have double doors? Melton was on the scene, and he actually needs the double door So there you go. Very, very sad. Very, very sad. There's actually some good memes, actually, I forgot to show as well. This one was good. I don't know who Gummy Chainsaw is, but this is really good. It's got I can't play the music, but this is very good. I don't know why Aaron is so orange, the annoying orange Aaron, but this is pretty good. I just had to play it. I'll play a little bit of the song. There you go. You can make up the rest of it. He's got his Johnson's baby oil. He's in the court, and he's having a great old timer there. Arrest him. Yes, exactly. I'm not going to watch Nick and Melton's stream, but there are a few things I wanted to show in it. Just a couple things which are kind of funny. So what they did is that, unfortunately, it seems that Nick was not allowed to take Melton into the big house with his children, so they had to go to a hotel room. Apparently, after this victory on their camp, their tenant people went to have 3 dinners, which I don't believe, looking at Nick. But I do believe looking at Melton, so I guess it's somewhere in the middle, right? Maybe they shared, I don't know. Maybe that's how it works. But yeah, they had 3 dinners, and I assume the reason they had 3 dinners is because they went to 3 restaurants where Aaron and Nick did coke together, so that Melton can now talk about stories about places that Aaron went in Minnesota. I think that Melton also went to the boxing ring and got a photo with the coach or something as well. The big house. No, I mean like the Baldo bunker, not the jail. Okay, not the jail. But then they went back to the hotel room for a bit of fun. And they did a stream, and they did it. There was one funny story that I just want to show briefly. Trying to find out where Cheeto calls Melton a pedo. That's funny. It's somewhere around this point.
Insane.
The police station's right by there.
Yeah, I get it, but like still as you approach. But even just driving out to Stoney's, which is in the sticks.
This is the part, yeah.
But I told Cheetos right away. I was like, if you don't want us here, we'll go. He said, I don't care. And again, why would you? You're a business owner. You must hate money. I don't get it. And
like Nick went on this like giant like tirade saying like there was nobody in Stoney's and we showed up. They should have welcomed our money. I think they went there at like 4:00 in the afternoon. It's like, why is there nobody in this bar at 4:00 on a fucking Wednesday? But,
so we're looking around anyway. At the place. I filmed a little bit, and everyone's talking. I think he doesn't like people are talking about his boy, And
so Cheeto is the owner of Stoney's, or co-owner, and he's a big toe bro.
He's getting increasingly grumpier and angrier,
but he wasn't happy. He wasn't happy
to somebody, even when they're ordering at his establishment.
Yeah,
he's like total opposite of Scott.
Yeah,
Scott was gracious and kind.
Come on, where's the part where he tells you to get out?
And this a while. I'm watching you. Like, it's pretty obvious that you know exactly how to do this. You go into a place. You're gracious. You're gonna be a patron of the business that they wouldn't have. It was. It's an odd posture to take. I mean, I know he doesn't need the money because he's got a very successful bar, and that's all great. No one's implying that
he's got that Stoney's $2 cans. Of course, he doesn't need your money. He's got those ultimate Bloody Marys.
That the illustrious Cheeto isn't getting business, but why would you ever turn it down as a business owner?
Because it's his business. He gets to decide whatever the fuck he wants. Yeah, so like Cheeto didn't like. He recognized the Ricada straight away. He recognized Melton there right away. Apparently, Aaron might have tipped them off because they were in the area the day before as well, talking to all of Aaron's friends and people that he knows and things like that, and going around and filming content for his show. So Aaron maybe tipped him off that a big fat guy and a very skinny guy are going to show up, and one of them is going to be a kid diddler, but you have to guess which one.
You start looking around at all the merch, and I go like, "Hey, do you have hats? I'd love to get a Stoney's hat. Guess what? I'm gonna make my own now. You fucking idiot. I might start selling stuff.
Oh no! Oh no! He's gonna make his own Stoney's hat. Oh no! It's over. It's over, toe bros. It's the second Feltoning of the day.
Stoney's hats on my website, just like I did with Aaron's merch a couple years ago. We moved like 38 steel toe hoodies when I just put them in my shop. And like
it's a lot of hoodies. 38.
He said, "Yeah, we have hats." And so everybody's getting another drink. People are about to order their second round of drinks, and I go, "Just a Diet Coke."
Is he bald? I don't think
he's
bald.
And I'll buy one of your hats. And I see him walk up.
People say that like Melton's supposed to be a comedian, but I've never really seen him do anything funny. Although him ordering a Diet Coke is a pretty good gag, so I will give him that. That's one funny thing that Melton has done.
Over and he looks down, and I hear him go, "Where are the hats?" And he goes down the corner, and he comes back with a canned Diet Coke. This is a bar that's so successful, their guns don't work. They have guns, but they don't work. He probably doesn't want to clean the lines. He doesn't want to keep the syrup stocked. And he cracks open a Diet Coke and he goes, I don't think I want you advertising my bar. And I go, oh, come on, I'll just wear a hat. Like, I'll wear it on the stream or something. Like, it's not like I'm advertising your bar. It's not like I'm going around Vegas telling people, like, you got it. You ever in Rockville, Minnesota, you got to go to Stoney's.
I mean, unlike him, I am advertising Stoney's. Stoney's, give me that Stoney's money, please.
You got to go to Stoney's.
That's
and again, he's been getting grumpier and grumpier the whole time we're there. And he goes, yeah, but I don't want a pedo advertising my bar.
All right, there you go. Can we get Stoney's W? Like, no matter, you know, Nick won, Aaron won. We all know that Stoney's won. Stoney's won. Okay, Stoney's won. They're the real one. Based Cheeto. I actually really want to go to Stoney's now. They kind of talk about this story a little bit more. Basically what happens is they say they're like the best patrons. They've never had patrons like them. Nick orders like a Diet Coke as well or something, and then he tries to pay with the $10 if he has no money, so he has to ask his wife for a 20. He's like, I was going to tip him $10. And then Cheetos comes up and says like you know, you got to pay for that, right? He just saw Nick and he thought he was going to try and do a dine and dash on his $10 drink tab or something. He can just tell. He took one look at this suit. I will say that this is a better suit than Nick was wearing last time, though. I don't know what he was doing last time, but now at least he's got like the lighter. I think you have to have. If it's not a black shirt, I think it has to be like a lighter shirt than the outside of your suit. That's just kind of. I know about fashion. Obviously, as a person that has never left my room. Energy King with a 5 says Nick looks rougher than he did on Wife Stop Wednesday. Poor fella. I mean, he had 3 dinners, so he should be getting back to those chunky days. We'll have to see. But there you go. That's basically what happened with Aaron's story. There's probably some other stuff, but it wasn't that entertaining. Realistically, I think that this is going to be another 3 months of annoyance for Aaron. They're probably going to get a less than sweet deal this time. Like, it's not going to be as funny as $50, but I imagine him getting very light sentence. I don't think the Toe's going to jail. But you never know. There's always a chance. I did say that yesterday as well, that I didn't think that Aaron was going to get anything today, but there's always a chance. You never know. There's always a 50% chance going to any courtroom.